Not without me suing them.
For that.
It's nothing against the people. I trust my people. I just legalities, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to learn about what's going on with the game and then take it and move it to somewhere else. My first game had that happen.
Oh really?
I
What
didn't
happened?
have one of the people working with me on it sign an NDA because I didn't think I needed it. They quit the team and took the stuff that they made for my game and made their own game.
Oh damn, dude. What game
Yeah.
was it?
What game did they make? Some free-to-play crap.
It's what?
It was some free-to-play game.
Oh, but what was it called?
Don't know. Don't really care. I can't take any legal actions against them because they didn't sign any agreements.
Damn.
But I still made my game, had to remake everything they did, and once I found out that they took their stuff and made something with it, changed the parts that they made, and the things I remade from their parts.
Wait,
So
they still can't legally take the code.
they didn't take coding.
Oh, so they built it completely from scratch? Or
No,
reverse
they
engineered?
took models and story premises and stuff
Wait, so they took models?
that they made.
I don't think they can take models legally.
They can't because they signed no agreement that says they couldn't. They broke no law. They just broke my trust. You know?
Dang. Those
So
kind of guys left and right in the murder hall. Like, they kept throwing in smoke grenades, but they're still visible when they run in front of my face.
yeah, I
Only
was
just
in
now
there too.
Some guy creeped around the corner and pumped me full in my face of lead.
We need to take D really bad though,
Yeah.
because we can't just sit here on this first point.
So your game's going commercial, though, right?
My first game is commercial and it's already up for sale.
Oh,
This one we're working on is going to be commercial as well.
right, right. What's the first one called?
House of Nightmares.
That's some nightmares. It kind of sounds familiar. It's on Steam.
It's on Greenlight.
Ah,
It's not been greenlit yet, but we do have it available on our site. Now, we do have to tell people the premise of it. It is a horror game with an art style that is inspired by B monster movies. You know, like um, Plan B from Outer Space
yeah, yeah,
and stuff like that. Like really, like kind of cheesy-esque looking stuff.
yeah. I get that.
That's the style we went with it, and the
Depending
story.
on how well that's done, like how well that's executed, I could get into that.
And the story is based off of my own nightmares.
Oh,
And once we get enough work done on the game we're currently working on, I'm going to take the team I have now and go back and go into House of Nightmares and make a co-op add-on. So you can play with your friends too.
Nice.
But the co-op will be in a different art style. It'll be a different story. It'll be essentially be its own game.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the
What's-
realm of House of Nightmares.
How much is it?
$10.
$10.
Yeah, it's $10 USD. We also accept Canadian, Australian, euros, and pounds. And we've priced it so everyone pays the exact same amount in value.
It's a 3D game, though, right?
It's full 3D. Yes.
Okay.
It's made on the Unreal Development Kit.
Oh, alright. What kind of gameplay is there?
It's a puzzler. Like you have to solve the puzzles to get further through the game with like a stealth element where you have to try to avoid creatures and things that are trying to kill you.
Alright, yeah.
There was nothing for there was no combination for stealth horror puzzler, so it's just labeled as a horror game. But we focus a lot more on the atmosphere than jump scares, but we do have jump scares in there.
Yeah, it's okay to have a couple jump scares, just not to rely on that stuff. That's
Yeah,
what kills the mood.
yeah. What a lot of people don't realize also though is the team that made House of Nightmares initially, the starting team, was of like 5 different people, like programmers, modelers, textures, animators, stuff. And it came down to just me working on that stuff and then having testers tell me what things are wrong with the maps and give me ideas how to fix the maps. So
Right.
essentially, I made the game myself.
Well, if you got PlayStations, you still got to improve them. Q&A is always important.
Yeah, and we try to address anyone who has questions. We try to answer them. Anyone who shows interest in the game and wants to know more, we tell them. People who show the most interest, like by trying to add me on Steam and stuff like that. Anytime we get any kind of updates or anything, we tell them, like straight away.
Right.
One
I've
of
been
those,
running the Q&A for free.
one of those, one of the people who was interested in our last game, is actually doing modeling and programming for this current game
Well, what
and
program are
testing
you using?
for the new one,
Yeah.
Leadworks.
No, I mean, language.
Lua and C++.
Dang, I don't know the first one.
Lua is a scripting language, much like
Lua. I
Java.
said like Blua or something like that.
No, it's much like JavaScript.
Yeah. I think I dabbled a bit in Lua, but not a whole lot to know it by heart.
Yeah, our the guy who's modeling and programming, he doesn't know anything about Lua, so he's been learning it. And while he's been learning it, just been doing modeling for us.
Alright.
We are currently talking to a guy who does programming for a living to join and do the programming, because he does know Lua and C++, and he knows the engine because he's been with the engine since the beginning.
Right. It kind of sounds expensive.
What, the engine or the programmer?
The programmer.
He has accepted the idea of no pay until we get Kickstarter, which he will only get a small portion of, and then a portion of the profits.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
How much in royalties?
What do you mean royalties?
Huh?
What do you mean royalties? Like his portion of the profits?
Yeah, like
That is a
private.
that is a private matter.
Oh, okay. I was just kind of curious if like how much programmer would get paid and that sort of thing.
We keep our business, like how much people are getting paid and everything, all within house.
Yeah, that's understandable. And a good practice, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing like 1,001 questions here.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't mind answering questions. I'm happy to hear people are excited. The new game, from the IndieDB page, I can tell you it is a roguelike RPG action game.
Oh, okay. I'm already hooked then.
And it's FPS. So it's from the first person view. Something you don't see in a lot of roguelikes, and when you do see it, they usually have like a cartoony kind of graphic.
It kind of does remind me of another game. Grimlock, but
Legend of Grimrock?
horror-based.
Grimrock is not... No, this new game's not horror. The new game's not horror.
Oh, okay.
No, the new game is action RPG, roguelike. And Grimrock, great game, by the way, is grid-based system and is not roguelike at all. It's a pre-configured dungeon. It's the same every time you go in.
Roguelikes have to be random.
Yes, it does. That's the definition of roguelike. Roguelike is randomly generated maps and shit.
Yeah, they generally are.
It could have roguelike elements with like random item drops and stuff and be considered a roguelike. But no, this game, our game is having random dungeons, random weapon spawns, monster spawns, depending on what floor you're on, of course. Like, we're not going to put the hardest enemies on you on the first level.
Yeah.
We're going to have constraints to it. But random weapons with random stats, everything.
Although it doesn't help to put a really strong enemy in the first level if it's one that a player can learn to easily avoid and lets
There,
them know that this game means serious business.
there is no avoiding the enemies. There are things that we are working on that I can disclose only a small portion of to you. Um, that each enemy will have its own unique weak areas to attack.
Uh, Alright. I best not ask more questions. Because it
You,
sounds like most of them will end up into a wall or trouble or something.
well, the big thing is we don't want all of our ideas out there. We don't want people to know everything about what we're doing, because then there's a chance that someone will hear it or learn about it and try to do something similar, and then try to take credit for our work.
Yeah, that is completely understandable in every way. Because that happens, that happens
A lot.
a lot. Countless times.
Ah, I got shot really hard right there.
Ouch.
I need to find who shot me and from where.
As long as it wasn't a teammate.
Nope, it was a German. My company's name is Morphodox Studios.
Unorthodox Studios?
No, Morphodox.
Morthodox.
Yeah, like morphing paradox.
Oh, okay,
You know what a paradox is, right?
yeah.
Where it's an endless loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are a changing endless loop.
But would
We
it still be a loop, a different loop?
It would be more of a spiral.
Ah. Well,
But
that's some fourth dimension stuff right there.
well,
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
we had a different name originally, but the copyright office told us that it was already copyrighted. So we had to change it. We were originally omnimorphic, forever changing, or changing everywhere, everything. You know, omniscient.
Right.
But because the motto that we started off with, and it's still there, was we never want to make the same game twice. We want to constantly be changing and evolving.
Changing genres?
No, just changing. Like we don't want to make the same game twice. We can make more than one FPS game, but what one game has, the other game won't. Like
Right.
not the same mechanics and stuff. We want to keep changing, keep making it fresh, everything different.
Yeah, that's good practice. Because it lets you experiment with a whole ton of stuff.
Yeah, we even try. We're gonna be trying to do different art styles. Like this new game's art style, we're going for more of a realistic kind of look. Whereas our last one was a B movie kind of look. Like it's not meant to look real.
Yeah.
Then the next one, we're going with a darker, grittier look.
Grit. Is it me or are we getting stomped in this battle? I can't tell.
We are losing really hard. I don't even know where I am right now. I am way off base.
Are we still in the same? Oh, I see Sir Tut. Wait, did he just leave? Oh no, never mind. His name moved. Is he still streaming?
I'm still streaming, yes.
Oh, alright.
I have to go here in a couple minutes, though. Because I have to go to the grocery store. This is the only opportunity I have. But I'll be coming back and continuing the stream. Oh, I got shot. Okay, so I will be back relatively soon. You are more than welcome to stay. For you guys watching on Twitch, I will be back. I'm going to have to go to the store. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse.
Dang, these guys got some